Hello, everybody. We are here live from the internet in this Discord call, coming to you live from the MB Cast Discord.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be discussing the Car Seat Headrest discography today. But first off, how y'all doing? Go into great depth about your emotions. Let's talk about our days.
Why did you leave?
I've been my most listened to album today was Blonde by Frank Ocean. I hope that gives you an in-depth showing of my emotional state right now.
Down horrendous.
I've listened to pretty much nothing but Weezer this week. How do you think my week's going?
Oh God, you need to have sex.
I've just been listening to Post-Human survival horror.
Bad album.
Good EP.
Or no, it's not an album. Bad EP.
S-tier EP. I'm putting it in my top 20.
They'd be like, and I'd be like, no, turn that off.
Bring Me the Horizon be like good music.
Bring Me the Horizon be like, I release good music. Isaac be like, they're metalcore, so they're bad.
Facts. I'm not arguing with that. That's facts.
I don't even think he listened to the EP. I'm gonna be real. I don't believe it.
Okay, you're lying.
Would he? I mean, he wouldn't like it anyway. It's like Linkin Park.
He wouldn't like it anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's listened to it.
I wouldn't like it anyway. I have listened to it, but I wouldn't like it. I still.
It's the only
Yeah.
release known to man other than like one song where I can genuinely say, "Wow, Youngblood sounds really good on this."
Yeah, I'm guessing
that doesn't exist for me. I have heard. I will assure you, I've heard that song.
That song's so good.
Okay.
Obey is awesome.
Oh,
Youngblood is good on that song because... Okay, Youngblood is like good on that song because he sounds similar to Ollie Sykes.
Yeah.
I don't know who that guy is.
Whenever I listened to that song at first, I couldn't tell whenever Youngblood came on because I wasn't paying attention. But
it's like, oh, is Youngblood coming on the bridge? It's like, oh, that was Youngblood.
Oh wait, yeah. The only way I can tell it's Youngblood is because he has like a painfully British accent. He's like, I was born in a messed up century.
It's like Slow Tie if Slow Tie was bad. Rick without Morty.
It's like Slow Tie if Slow Tie wanted to make like passionless commercial alt rock.
If Slow Tie didn't make good music and also respected women.
For sure.
I think the best
because Slow Tie doesn't
lyric
respect
of
women.
2021 so far is, and I quote, like Rick without Morty.
Like Rick without Morty. That's
like Rick without Morty.
That's a good Slow Tie.
It's so great. It's so great.
Yeah, Mason's gotten really into Slow Tie lately. Your hair looks wonderful, buddy.
I'll just keep changing it throughout. I'll just keep changing it throughout the cast until it settles.
That's all right. I just put a beanie on. I haven't showered in a week and a half.
You can't shower now.
Yeah, I really can't.
I would shower to fix my hair, but I don't know. I find it tends to look better like the day after I've showered.
Yeah.
Actually,
like the day after.
Me, but I like that.
Usually.
It depends how much shampoo I had. How many shampoo pumps do you guys put if you guys have like a pump shampoo thing?
It's like a
I do 4.
Thing.
Since I have
how many
really
squeezes?
Naturally greasy hair, I've learned that it's better to use less shampoo. Because
I do 4, but my I use like rich people shampoo. Okay. It's like shampoo that is made to make your hair look fuck you. It's made to make my hair look swaggy, okay?
I just use like the real... See, the thing is, we have the we've made the horrible decision, this family, to purchase the 3-in-1 shit, which is horrible for your hair. You're supposed to leave conditioner in your hair, but you're not supposed to leave shampoo in your hair.
Wait, you're supposed to leave it in your hair?
Yeah, that's how it conditions.
Like a minute.
Ah, shit, I've been doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And so...
God dang it.
with this current setup we have, I use one fucking pump, and I keep it in for as little as possible because I'd rather have like slightly greasy but healthy hair than completely stripped of moisture, nasty ass hair that's like been ruined by 3-in-1.
The hair be in that one SpongeBob episode, like that one early SpongeBob episode when they go into like Sandy's dome and there's no water. And it's like, water. That's your hair,
I don't need
bro.
it. I don't need it.
I don't need it.
I need it.
That's your hair.
Yeah, my hair is very, yeah. All right, let me respond to this
And I got the
text,
same
and then
hair
we'll
you
get into things. But you guys can continue chatting about hair if you wish.
All right. Well, hair's pretty cool. If I was bald, that may suck. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, how would you all
That
look
Fantano
bald?
look.
I've been bald.
How do you think you would look bald, like Ryan? Making a
What,
prediction,
huh?
actually, Addy, I think you'd look fine bald because I can't see any of your hair with the beanie. Like any of it, I can't see.
Yeah,
it
Addy could just wear a beanie.
little- Yeah,
Yeah.
they look good. So I'm sure they would look good bald. If you look good with a beanie with no hair sticking out,
You'd probably look good
bald.
with no hair.
Dude,
Yeah.
if I went bald, I'd never go outside again.
Doesn't seem like you go outside a lot, anyways.
Look at your
Yeah,
skin,
but like
bro,
even
not
less.
gonna lie.
Even less.
That wasn't meant to be a diss.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's true.
I have a question, Ryan. Why is your lighting always so garbage? Do you have like?
I think it's
Yeah,
because
like,
he has a
is it
yellow
because of-
fucking room. It's
Yeah,
so
it's
bright in
because my
there.
room
So
is
it's
yellow.
like the no-
Because
it's
when it was being redone, I thought like, oh, yellow, warm color, I'll like this. But then I didn't think of like, oh, what if I want to film stuff in here? Because I was a dumbass who didn't know that like film was cool.
Yeah, it's
Like-
So it's like, no matter what bulb you put up there, it's just always going to be yellow.
Yeah, yeah, like I can't even like repaint it or anything because like my sister's room is being repainted.
I just have white on my wall, and it's like this really weird like type of wall where there's a bunch of like bubbles. It's like there's a bunch of like little dots.
Oh yeah, I
Where
think
if
I know what
you
you're
run
talking
your-
about.
Yeah, where if you run your
Yeah, it's like-
finger
it's
on
like-
it, there's
it's
a bunch
like
of
a-
little bumps.
Yeah, walls of my house
Yeah.
are like that.
Yeah,
Not these ones.
and I
these
don't
are
know if I
smooth.
like it, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't
those
know.
are- those.
I want
those
that
suck.
smooth.
I have
I want that
nice.
smooth,
Well, I don't
smooth.
have nice walls. I just have RV walls.
I also
Smooth,
want
like
carpet,
Steve Harvey's
but
head.
I don't have one. Yeah, like Steve Harvey's teeth actually.
Oh jeez.
Man's brushes
doesn't.
like
Man's
9 times
brushes
a day.
with fucking bleach.
Yeah, man spray paints his teeth like in that one old Filthy Frank episode or something, if I remember correctly. Like just spray
Oh
painted
dang, it's
his
already been
teeth.
10 minutes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, oh,
Okay,
wow.
so I guess it's time
Hell
to
yeah.
get into
Music time.
the Car Seat Headrest
Okay.
discography.
First thing we're going
Headset, let's go.
First thing we're going over is the debut album One. Okay.
The debut
called One
released
because it's the
May
first
1st, 2010.
Damn,
Yeah.
that was like 11 years ago.
What are
It
our
was
That was
opinions.
like
opinions?
a long time ago.
Easily
like-
the worst Car Seat Headrest album.
Based.
Wrong. Okay. I gave it a 6 out of 10. I think it's a perfectly fine record. It has
Yeah,
a lot of
I don't
highs.
think it's bad. I just think it's the least good.
It has Kid War, it has Good Sunday, and it has
does-
Tiny Island Horse Ghosts. That's enough.
It does
to give
have those,
like,
but it also has Cesare the Somnambulist.
yeah,
and my
but
dad
that's
just passed
funny.
out.
But those can be funny. At the very least, you can laugh at those.
Yeah, but they're funny in a
which
bad
is not
way.
the case.
They're
which
not
is
not
funny,
the case.
like
Okay,
endearingly
we'll get up
funny.
to
They're
later.
just
Okay, yeah, like sure you can laugh at them, but like what can you say about David Lynch versus the Moon?
It's okay. It's a mid-tier song, but it's not bad. Come on, the album was just him
There's just
being
lo-
experimental. Okay,
There's just loads of songs on there that, like, Yeah, it is experimental, but like it's very clearly like experimenting for the sake of experimenting, just
Yeah.
throwing loads
It
of
was
shit on the
because
wall
he-
to see what sticks.
It was because at the
And,
time
like,
he was already in.
I
Nervous
get
Young Man.
why he did it. Like I know like what his motivations were behind just mindless experimenting. But like,
He was sick of
it's
just
not
doing indie
it's
rock
not a particularly
every
enjoyable
single
listen.
No,
Yeah,
not
Like,
at all.
yeah, there are great songs.
Yeah.
There are great songs like Tybee Island, Good Sunday, Up All
Kid
Night,
War.
Kid War especially.
Kid War's my favorite on the record. I think that's just kind of a no.
Oh yeah, Kid War's easily the best one.
Probably.
Yeah, Kid War's the only one I return to
Easily.
Constantly.
I'm just kind of letting you guys do your thing because I don't give a shit about the numbered albums very much.
L.
Oh yeah, you've said
And we'll
about
get
that.
up to those later. L, because 3 and 4, as we'll talk about later, are 9 out of 10 records.
I think 4 is okay, and that's the best one.
3 is better than 4, but we'll get to that
4 is
later.
my favorite as well.
3 is better than 4, and I won't
like
But
argue
we're getting
otherwise.
ahead of ourselves. We still have
getting
2 more numbers before.
Oh boy, we have to talk about 2. I think I bought 2 back whenever I found Twin Fantasy for the first time, and I was like, I don't know, because I listened to Twin Fantasy, and I was like, I want to...
And you were like, yeah, this album called 2 is going to be cool. It's not even the first record.
Listen. I was listening to Twin Fantasy for the first time. I found this new band called Car Seat Headrest. So I went to their Bandcamp and I wanted to support them. But I only had $5 on PayPal and I wanted to buy an album that you could pay for. And so I bought 2. Just because it was the first one I clicked on and I could pay for it.
God damn.
And so, because I wanted to...
To be fair, 2 is worth about $2.
2 is worth
That
nothing.
seems... I like the album, but I overall like 2. I think it's decent, but it's definitely what I wouldn't pay more than $2 for it.
But to finish on 1, it's a 6 out of 10 record. It's not their worst, but it's a fine record. I don't return to it in album form. There you go.
Yeah, I gave it a 5.
I've not given it a rating because, I don't really care about the numbered albums enough to give them time of day.
Okay. Now on to 2, as we were talking about. I'll start 5 out of 10.
Smoke Zone.
Worse than 1. Smoke Zone is this album's Kid War, but this album doesn't have a Good Sunday or Tybee Island Horse Ghost. It's literally just Smoke Zone. Act Suspicious is fine, but if I remember correctly, it's a little too short. I just wish it was a little longer.
Yeah, Act Suspicious definitely could be a bit longer, but like the thing about like 2 is that like I think it's like Will kind of figuring out that like the noise pop elements of 1 that were there were like the best moments, so he kind of not exaggerated, but extrapolated, is that the word?
Yeah.
Like just latched onto those a bit more, so you got like Smoke Zone and Act Suspicious.
Yeah. Those 2 tracks are good. I'll give them that.
But then it's like that. Then it's like there's also a good amount of like showing the more experimental thing, because like on 1 there's like Inside the Bell Jar, it's this weird like rambling thing, But then on 2 you've got Will You Please Pass the Milk Please, and like I think that does it way better because the actual like monologue is way better.
Yeah, I just really like that title. Will you please pass the milk, please?
2.
It's just an amazing title. I'll give them that. It's an amazing title. But yeah, to finish up my thoughts on it is I gave it a 5 because it's a fine record. It has some better tracks, some really bad tracks, but other than Smoke Zone and Act Suspicious, the record falls flat for me.
Oh
and
boy,
it doesn't
I can't
have
wait
that
until
really
we get to
experiment.
Madlow.
Oh yeah. I can talk about that all day.
So can I.
I don't like Madlow, but I will scream.
Isaac will just baby rage the whole time.
I will break this bass. You see this bass? It'll be gone by the time we end.
Based on
you should start lifting weights, or I wasn't gonna beat him up.
But yeah, my opinion's on 2. Same opinion as 1.
Yeah.
Once we get to 3
5 out
is
of 10
whenever I can
records is
start
fine.
talking.
Okay, now.
What about you,
3.
Ryan? You give your final thoughts.
Oh yeah, Ryan.
I gave it a 6. I like it overall.
There you go.
But definitely still figuring stuff out.
All right, 3.
Okay.
This is where Will Toledo stops sucking.
Yeah.
Isaac's
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Isaac, your camera is gone.
I turned it off and turned it back on because I was lagging for a bit.
Well, it's just off now.
Wait, I turned it back on?
It's off.
I'm sad.
It's still
I'm down awful. I'm down.
Well, looks like...
disconnect and reconnect.
Oh, Isaac's gone.
Damn.
I'm back.
It's still gone.
I'm so mad. Okay, I guess I'm just gone.
Oh, somebody disabled his video. Okay.
Who
Was
did
that?
that?
Was
It was
SWAT?
probably SWAT. But we're
Ow.
not going to know because nobody's allowed to check chat. For people listening at home, we have a fourth person in the group chat who's not talking at all. They're just here to listen.
Yeah.
All right, 3. Like I said, this is where Car Seat Headrest stops sucking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably
Because-
agree with you on that. 3 is a 9 out of 10 record. I will not take that back.
Because it's
3
got
is where
the
he
beach
showed-
songs, which I think are mid, but they're essential to the Car Seat Headrest canon. And it has
Homie
Oh
just called
Starving,
Beach.
which is
And
great.
Portrait of the
And it
Artist.
also-
we
and
cannot
Portrait
forget
of the
Portrait of the
Artist.
Artist.
That one's good.
I just think the entire album is just filled with noise pop banger after banger, and that's something I enjoy personally a lot. Noise pop's like my favorite genre, but it's just filled with banger after banger. It's
Yeah.
not that cohesive as an album, but I'm fine with that because
Yeah.
it's just banger, banger, banger. and I'm
I'd
cool
also
with
say
that.
I'd also say it's easily Will's most psychedelic album. Like
Yeah.
Like you got songs like Beach Week, Sun Hot. Sun Hot's actually one of my favorites on the album.
Oh, I get that.
Beach. I don't know if I can say that word actually.
Beach
You
Fags.
know
you
what,
can.
You know what the word is.
Yeah.
I'll say
But
it.
yeah,
I'll
the
give
album-
I'll give you the pass this one time, Ryan.
Nah, it's fine. I don't feel comfortable saying it.
Oh, I
He's
know.
down bad.
I was trying to bait you.
He's. Yeah.
You're
But,
gonna cancel me.
But yeah, 3
God,
is
but-
very cool. I like. See, my thing with 3 is this might be me getting ahead of myself a bit, but we all know that I like Teens of Style a lot. And 3 has a couple songs that end up on
L.
Teens of Style. And so I like 3 a lot
L.
because it contributed to the creation of Teens of Style.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, the album is.
I will say, the like both versions of Teenagers on 3 and also Teens of Style, they're pretty much just as good as each other. I think.
Teenagers.
They both have very different vibes, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I think
I'm not
every
gonna say
song
the
on
whole
I thought you were
title,
talking
it's
about
too- it's much of a
strangers.
mouthful.
No.
But I think every
Teenagers.
song on the record, is just a good song. You know, it's just a fun. I don't think there's any bad songs on the record. My favorite tracks are "Portrait of the Artist" and probably "Oh Starving." Yeah,
Oh, so the bookends.
yeah,
My
If you don't
favorite is
count No
just Oh
Starving.
Starving.
yeah. I get that. Understandable. What about you, Ryan? And I
My
gave it a 9.
favorite,
by
my
the way.
favorite is definitely. Oh, I gave it a 7. I've recently bumped it up to a 7. Actually, it recently just clicked for me.
Pog.
All right, what's your favorite tracks?
Let's see. There's a Portrait of the Artist, Puts Teenagers, Sun Hot, Beach. Beach Death, Beach,
beach
Funeral,
word.
and Oh Starving.
Beach
All
Slur.
right.
Beach Swags.
Well, that's pretty. Beach Swags.
And now we get to
That's what
4,
we're calling it now.
which is my favorite of the numbered albums, and I'm gonna kick this
Second-
one
Second
off.
favorite. Oh,
Heartless Dick and Dickless Heart back to back are fire.
facts. I won't argue with that.
Feeling Like Daniel Johnston is a pretty good song. Around is a pretty good song. It's pretty
I think they're all
good.
Pretty good songs.
Yeah.
I'd actually say like
Yeah.
like other than Twin Fantasy Face to Face, this is like the most consistent Car Seat Headrest album because it's just for me it's just consistently a 7.
Yeah,
Understandable.
that's respectable. In my opinion, I gave it a low 9, but it's still a 9. The album
You give out
is
9s
ju-
like you give out.
I do. So just
yeah.
take it with a grain of salt. I have probably 700 9s. I just think a 9's a really good album. That's yeah. So yeah, I have a lot of 9s. So just take that as you will. But the album is just filled with banger after banger, just like 3. But I think the Ghost of Bob Saget and A Good Bridge to Never Cross Until There's No Doubt He's Dead is stay a little bit too long, for their welcome. Especially the Ghost of Bob Saget. I think they just are a little bit too long and kind of overstay their welcome. But again, the record is just filled with banger after banger, and
I
I'm
have to
100% fine with
agree
that.
because, like, yeah, I do think that some of the songs overstay their welcome, but I think it for different reasons because I think that the audio quality is horrible.
L.
And I
Yeah,
just
Audio quality
like
doesn't matter.
this is like
Lo-fi is
like
Best
this is
Buy.
it's like the same problem I had with "Come In" by Weatherday at first.
Yeah.
Like the highs on this album are
Bad.
just like
It's
ear
a good
piercing.
album.
yeah, it's like
Yeah, and I like that.
the frequencies just make it like an actual pain to listen to. Like I get a headache after listening to it.
It depends on how.
Yeah.
I've had for multiple years. I've beaten up my ears to the point of submission, so my ears don't really care. They're just like they're just like they just got out of prison, and they're just like they don't show emotion anymore. They're just completely emotionless. So they're just like. Like my ears don't care anymore.
But yeah, with that said, I actually do think this is like the single most underappreciated Car Seat Headrest album. Because like if you think about it, like one, there's Kid War, that's like a fan favorite. Two, Act Suspicious was remade for Teens of Denial, but like it's like a Japanese bonus track, and also like that's generally a fan favorite. Three is like one of the fan favorite albums in general. Then all the stuff after that, there's like famous stuff. 4 is the only Car Seat Headrest album that doesn't really have a famous song, like a fan favorite song.
Right.
Yeah, but everyone kind of considers it just a good album. I've never heard anyone say it's bad, actually.
Yeah,
honesty,
but that's the thing.
I've heard
like everybody just says it's good. Nobody praises like specifics on the album.
Yeah, nobody talks about how like unique the sound is, like how Will like embraces a lot of like shoegaze elements on a lot of the songs.
Nobody talks about Heartless Dick being baller.
Yeah.
Facts.
Even the Who Knows is one of the most underrated Car Seat Headrest songs.
That is a good song. I actually probably agree. And even the Who Knows is just as cool, I would say.
And
just
so,
those two. The record's
this is
a low
the first
9
one
out of
I
10,
would
but
give a rating. I'd give it like a 6, 7.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Awesome.
I give it a low 9. It's just banger after banger, but a couple songs overstay their welcome. And then you, Ryan.
Ryan?
Yeah, I gave it a 7. I think every song is pretty much as good as each other.
Baller. And now we'll let Isaac get into this one because this is his territory.
5.
Yeah, my back. Yeah, it's 5. Yeah, guys.
My back is
killing me, baby. Is I will argue the most underrated Car Seat Headrest record, and let me get into that. The album, just like 3 and just like 4, is filled with banger after banger after banger, but now the bangers are amplified, and now the album is just filled with noise pop goodness, and I love it. And it also mixes the experimentation of the first 2 records, which was kind of gone by the time of 3 and 4, but he brought it back in songs like Open Mouth Boy, and I'm just all cool with that. The album is just banger after banger after banger, and it's just an amazing album. And it's one of my favorites, if not, it's my second favorite. Yeah, it's my second favorite.
Okay.
And I love it. And my favorite tracks are The Drum, Happy News for Sadness, and Sunburned Shirts. Those 3 in a row. Yeah. I listed the first 3 because they're my 3 favorite.
And so, all right.
Yeah.
Now it's
all right.
Time for the first
agree,
controversy.
I'm. Wait, so Addy, I'm guessing you have the controversial hot take here, so I'll let you go first.
My controversial hot take is that this album is an inessential listen. And I don't think, as an album, it works very well at all. I think it's got good songs. That being said, I think it has the inferior version of each song. And I think that some of the MIDI sounds like actual liquid ass. Like it sounds horrendous.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Something Soon MIDI just doesn't sound good. I think it sounds kind of corny.
Yeah.
And I really don't like Open Mouth Boy at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think as an album, it really just starts and ends, and there's really nothing to it. And I don't like it.
Yeah. Basically, You continue.
Yeah, I pretty much feel the same way about how the album doesn't really have much of a structure to it. Like, contrast it to like Five, or, like what the album used to be, Five, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Like that song had you know, I Can Talk With My Eyes Shut, which is a great song. I think,
Facts.
and I think the album would have made much better keeping it, because you know, it has like an actual sense of progression to the album.
I opened my very first show I've ever played with I Can Talk With My Eyes Shut.
Yeah, you did the
fun
I
little
was there.
tangent. Yeah, but
and it was cool.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree that like it's pretty much just a collection of songs. But I think all the songs are still good. And I get where you're coming from, Addy, about how it's not really an essential listen. I kind of agree, but in the same way, it's like I think it is a essential listen for a Car Seat Headrest fan, not because of like the actual album experience, but more just because the songs are good.
Yeah.
Like if I hadn't listened to this album more, I wouldn't have like Happy News for Sadness wouldn't have clicked for me, and that's now one of my favorite Car Seat Headrest songs.
Same, actually. I'll talk all day about how great that song is.
Yeah, and also like it's just interesting to see where all these songs started. Although I will say I have no clue why Strangers of All Songs got remade. Like that song's boring.
I like that one.
That
one's one of my
song,
favorites.
Well,
that one is like
not boring. Well, okay,
Strangers,
not boring, but I don't remember it.
Strangers is the only song that I prefer the My Back version.
Damn.
Oh. I get that. I prefer most of the songs My Back version. I'm actually now, and this is probably the biggest hot take I'll say, except for maybe something I'll get into later. I think I prefer My Back Is Killing Me Baby's version of Something Soon to Teens and Styles. I think I do. It clicked for me recently, and I listened to it more. That may not mean I like it more, but I listened to it more.
We just talked about how that was ass. You agreed with me.
Yeah, I know. I agreed with you that it sounds like ass, and so does Open Mouth Boy. But we never talked about how ass could be bad.
No, but we were talking about how
is good.
Like it was bad.
I think we're both ignoring clearly the best version of Something Soon, the Smash Mouth cover.
Of course.
Facts. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry, I ignored it. To keep it from screaming.
Like whenever Smash Mouth just tweeted that picture of Will Toledo, that was funny as hell.
I can't argue with how funny that
was. Like for no reason.
Was.
But yeah, My Back. Yeah, you know my opinion on it. I give it like a 5 out of 10.
Most of the things I agree with you, Addy, on, but the thing is the level of care. Excuse my dogs. On the level of care. I don't really care about album experiences. I just like a collection of songs, and I'm all cool with that. If the songs are all good, I'm just perfectly fine with the record. I just think the record's amazing. And if the songs are amazing, I love the record. It takes a little bit more effort when there's no, flow, but, the album can still be really great, and My Back's Killing Me Baby is showing that a record that doesn't really have that much cohesion can be amazing.
See, Isaac's saying all this, but this is how his music's going to get, absolutely critically demolished.
I didn't catch what you said because
everyone's gonna
I didn't catch that, but I'm laughing.
Oh, this Sheet Kicker album, it has no flow. It's bad. It's terrible.
You already know.
His music's gonna get absolutely demolished.
Isaac is going to get
because I have no flow. Yeah, panned by critics. Everyone will be like, "This has no flow," and I will
just
be
critics.
In the corner. Yeah. And I will be in the corner screaming, but that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to not be cohesive. Please.
It's like
so was Madlo.
Remo Drive.
So was Madlo.
Fuck you. Don't compare my
I'll compare you to Remo Drive if you pull that shit whenever you release your album. You don't get it. It's supposed to sound that way.
You don't get it. It's supposed to suck.
You don't get it.
It's supposed to be awful.
It's a part of my emotional state that this album is completely horrible and unlistenable. It really is speaking about how my soul is feeling right now.
You don't get it. We made the album bad on purpose to get out of our record label.
Green Day.
Wait, no, that was Green Day, wasn't it?
Beat. Yeah, that was Green Day. At least
yeah, My Back Is Killing Me,
Baby. Actually, no.
We can assume.
9 out of 10. Third 9 out of 10. Home to much more, many more.
Oh boy.
I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 5. And now to the
L.
To the take a shot unless you're underage. In that case, take like I don't know. Just take a drink.
Apple juice.
Take a flu
no,
shot.
Dr. Pepper.
Take a drink
it's
of anything every
take
time Isaac says L, because he said it so many times.
I've said it so many times because when you say
L,
you don't actually have to say an argument.
I'm gonna request that it ceases.
I'm crying.
Man, whenever I listen to Twin Fantasy Mirror to Mirror, I just think like, wow, I can't wait to listen to my favorite album ever made, but it sounds worse in every possible way.
I can't wait to listen to Twin Fantasy, except it sounds worse.
For me,
well,
I like Mirror to Mirror more, and that's probably not shocking knowing my opinions. I just said on My Back Is Killing Me, baby. My opinion, lo-fi is best fi. The album's a lot more raw. The album shows the emotion better. And the album, I think, a lot of the songs, including, they just work better lo-fi, in my opinion. Like Bodies and Nervous Young and Humans.
See, you're wrong.
See, you're
wrong.
All right, it's time for the first actual debate, and let me come at you.
Oh, I'm ready.
I don't necessarily think that yelpy vocals equals raw emotion, because the vocals on there sometimes can be emotional, like the Sober to Death chorus where he's like, "Go stuff your body." I think the 2011 Sober to Death hook, very emotional. But I think that all the emotion for me is not conveyed in the vocals, because Will usually has a very monotone voice. I think the emotion is conveyed in the lyrics and the songwriting. And so I don't necessarily think that a younger, more inexperienced Will singing these lyrics feels more raw to me. I just think that it just sounds worse.
It's partly just my beef with reworking albums in general. Face to Face is still amazing. It's an amazing record. I'm just going to get that out of the way. I love Face to Face. I just like Mirror to Mirror more because I feel like there are a couple songs that are better, and also the album, I think, just in general, the songs just work better lo-fi with how, emotional the lyrics are and shit, because it displays more emotion just to me personally.
You have to admit that 2011 Famous Prophets is half a song.
I haven't listened to it in a while, I'll give you that.
So I agree with pretty much everything that Addy's just said, but this is like the only instance where this is the only instance I will ever say that the things that make the album bad or lesser to Face is what makes it a worthwhile listen. Because me personally, I like to think of Twin Fantasy Mirror to Mirror as as Will trying to explain his emotions and stuff, but not quite explaining them properly. My favorite, I think my best example of this is Beach Life and Death, because on this version, what am I trying to say? So the 2011 version, it just kind of plods along.
Right.
The drums are just very go.
And I also prefer Beach Life and Death 2011, 2018, but it just feels very one note. It doesn't have much dynamic range to it. And
that one.
But dynamics are gay. Dynamics are stupid.
Dynamics are what make
they are
good.
stupid, but
get rid of dynamics.
The writing of Beach Life and Death, it's this whole grand thing of Will's entire emotional headspace at the time, and the fact that the music doesn't really replicate the grand scale just kind of says a lot about how this is Will at his most inexperienced, most out of his depth kind of, and I think that adds a lot of charm to the album.
Yeah.
And the whole Famous Prophets 2011 being half a song, I think that also adds a lot to it as well, since not only does it give more of an incentive to like listen to the old version because it is still slightly different and stuff, but it's also like it adds so much more payoff when you listen to the 2018 version and then just Pain Star starts and everything's just solved.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
I'm done criticizing Twin Fantasy 2011 now. After you guys are done, I will only say good things.
100%. I love the record. I love the record. It's a good record.
I think
Amazing record.
Twin Fantasy, because for the most part, 2018 is just a re-recording with some different lyrics here and there. I think it is a testament, even though he's very inexperienced at the time, and he's not really able to like convey those big like grand emotions in such a low quality state. The song structure and the album structure is still very, very good because it is still like Twin Fantasy, and I think 2018 structure is perfect. 2011 structure I think is not as good because
it's
Pain Star.
Continue.
But
it's flawed, but like that's what makes it.
It's really like it blows my mind that somebody can like structure an album that good in their bedroom or in their car,
Yeah,
it's crazy how close Will got to perfection.
Yeah.
And like it's even crazy how he managed to recognize how close he got to perfection and then actually like achieve perfection.
Capitalize on that and achieve perfection,
Yeah.
It's like he's like, I'm almost there, putting it out, and then whenever he's able to actually like cross the finish line, he re-recorded it.
Yeah.
But that's just I think it's personally, for me, a lot of the reasons I like Mirror to Mirror probably couldn't be told in words a lot of the time, because a decent bit of it, I'll give you a decent bit of it, may just be it's the first Car Seat project I heard and it's a little bit nostalgic, but also I just genuinely think it's a better album, just for me.
You said you can't describe it with words. What about
Shut up. Shut up.
So, yeah, a little fun side tangent about Twin Fantasy. For a long time, I had Spotify's local listening turned on back in the day. And so, like, for some reason, whenever I would go... Like, I had Twin Fantasy 2011 downloaded on my computer because it was free on Bandcamp. And so, those were my local files. And so, when I went to play Face to Face on Spotify for the longest time, like back whenever I was a Car Seat Headrest novice, it would just play the 2011 version because local files. Because on Spotify, it's not labeled as Face to Face, it's just labeled as Twin Fantasy. Or it was for a while, I think. I don't know if it still is. I think it still is. And so so I downloaded Twin Fantasy Mirror to Mirror, but the file was just, and like the metadata was all just Twin Fantasy. And so the local files for 2011 were playing on the 2018 version, and for the longest time, I thought that's what the album sounded like. I thought the re-recording still sounded like shit. And then I turned off that setting, and I listened to the album for the first time since my first listen, which was like months later. I listened to it like hi-fi again, and I was like, holy shit, I was wrong. This album is S tier. First it was A tier, but I was like, damn, they really gonna like I thought it was just a remaster. Like I thought they had just gotten the same files. They got the Logic files or whatever and just compressed it a bit more. But I didn't realize that it was a complete re-recording until I turned off local file sharing on Spotify.
That's why Spotify is stupid.
That's not why Spotify is stupid. Spotify is stupid for exploiting artists.
Yeah, but I don't care about that. I care about local file sharing. That's my
You can
issue.
turn that
You heard
off.
it here first,
You
folks.
can't turn off artist exploitation.
Yes, you
Well,
can.
I mean, you can, but
Just sell your house and
you you specifically can't, but the Spotify CEO can.
The Spotify CEO can, but we're talking about what we can do. Isaac
Just
can't
sell
complain
your house
about
and move.
local file sharing. Yeah, just sell your house and move. It's like,
Sell your house and move.
Sell the houses to who, Ben? Fucking Aquaman.
Fucking Aquaman.
So yeah, 2011 Twin Fantasy, 8 out of 10. Love it, but I hate it.
9 out of 10. Guess what I'm giving it? 9 out of 10.
I am also giving it an 8 out of 10.
Based. And then
Based.
we get to another one I don't like. Oh boy.
L. Oh wait, no, I broke the law. Oh god.
The Gamer album.
L. Okay, Monomania.
I actually
Get
won't
this out of
trash
the
on
way.
this one too much.
Is
Just
the
because I
album
don't want to be like the
transphobic or
black
not?
sheep.
Discuss.
Is the album transphobic or not? I'ma be
Discuss.
real. I'm going to be honest. I think he's wrong for that.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
gonna be
he's
honest,
wrong
too.
for that shit.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't he
I-
make Monomania before Kate Words came out though?
Yeah, I that's what I was about to say. I think. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought like,
So like.
there were some integral plot points about in like the Car Seat Headrest lyrics about Will and Kate Words.
Oh wait, yeah.
And like how
Romantic Theory, which is like my second favorite Car Seat Headrest song. I saw your soul hiding in a poor man's body, and I saw your soul slip out of his fingers. Yeah.
like Will has written about like wanting this person that he's singing about to remain a man.
Yeah. A lot of these lyrics are kind of
Sus, Will. The imposter is sus.
the last
when the
verse
gay
in
furry is
Romantic
sus.
Theory be like.
But I mean, I think we can all agree that even if, no matter what you think, like he definitely shouldn't get like shit for it or anything.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
not.
he was. It was like he was. It's like whenever you get into a fight with someone and you say, "I hope you die," but you don't actually want them to die.
Yeah, it's like whenever
like that.
whenever you're 8 years old.
You accidentally call them a slur.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're 8 years old and I say,
It's like when
I
you're
want
8 years
you
old
to die.
and your mom won't like buy you a toy, and then you're like, "I hope you die, Mom."
When you're 20 years old and you name the last 10 minutes of your album Portrait of the Lady Man.
Yeah, no, Will's wrong for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's messed up.
It's so funny though.
You can't do that.
Portrait of the Lady Man.
If he released this
It's
shit
so
today,
funny.
he'd be canceled.
He'd be.
That was originally
Will
going to be the name of the
Toledo
album, but then he
Silver
just named it Monomania for some reason.
If that was
Oh,
the
we
name of
could've
the
named-
album, he would be canceled.
Holy
Yeah.
was about
Ew.
to name the album Portrait of the Lady Man.
He was literally going
And
to
even
have
funnier part,
transphobia, the
even
album.
funnier part is Kate Words did the cover for it.
Kate Wirtz
Kate Words
harbored the
drew
transphobia.
the album cover for the album, which was talking about her in a
You think
transphobic way.
Will's like mindset was like, or the how he was
Yeah, this'll show whoever they are.
Yeah, this'll show him.
he's like, hey Kate, I fucking hate you, or I don't fucking hate you. I think, I'm pissed off. We're not together anymore. You're transgender, and I'm mad about that. Can you please draw my cover art? Like, what the fuck?
You're
Or
trans, that's a little bit
maybe
gay,
in
but
another
you're a
world,
good
like
artist.
maybe she drew it before they broke up, and then he used it against her will. I don't think so,
wouldn't be
though.
shocked.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, because in the actual album art, there's like 2 people in there, so we can only assume that that's Will and Kate.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was premeditated. Like
Pretty
they
meditated
spoke.
It took me so long to realize that the piece of paper that's on fire, that's not fire, that's another person.
In the words of Kanye
Yeah,
West,
it is.
premeditated murder. Yeah. But yeah,
That's not
to go on to
fine.
the album part of the album. To go on to the album part of the album is a masterpiece.
Yeah, I gave it a
Romantic-
9. I think it's really, really good.
I think it's a 9 too.
Yeah,
And,
you know, you got Overexposed, Los Borrachos, Souls, Sleeping with Strangers.
I think every song on the record is good. I think there's no bad songs, and most of the tracks are amazing. Romantic Theory, I really wish was reworked for Teens of Style. I really wish.
I don't.
Because
I don't.
I don't think it would work because
Theory is. It's
that's
my
like
favorite Car Seat Headrest song.
that's like remaking My Boy for
Let's just get
Teens
that
of
way.
Style. That's like an album
Yeah, that is
intro
true.
for a concept.
Yeah. Romantic Theory
Yeah,
is my second favorite or my favorite Car Seat Headrest song. Either or. I don't know which
Understand.
You're the one's the drum, right?
one. Yeah, I think, yeah. The drum, yeah.
I remember. I made a rate your music comment about someone saying about, hey, this should be remastered by like Twin Fantasy. So I said like I wouldn't be against this album getting the Twin Fantasy treatment, but in my opinion, it works really well the way it already is. Like the lo-fi sound combines really well with much more bitter and harsh lyrics compared to pretty much every other Car Seat Headrest album.
I think
that, like re-recording it would definitely lose a lot of that angst that makes it.
That's
gives
my
it so
way
much
with
charm.
Monomania. Is like, I think Twin Fantasy needed to be re-recorded, and I'm happy that it was. But Monomania, I don't think should be re-recorded because that's like an unfiltered breakup album.
Yeah.
The only song that I think should be re-recorded that hasn't already been re-recorded is Sleeping with Strangers, because that's just a general jam.
Yeah. Okay, now Addy. We've talked about the album in general, but I remember from 2 months ago, there was a tweet that you liked and replied to with, and I quote, facts, that said Anchorite was the worst Car Seat Headrest song.
I didn't say it was
And
the
you
worst, but it is not a good song to me.
And that's wrong.
And I'm not gonna
It's
get
definitely
into
the
it.
worst. It's definitely the worst song on the album. It's too long.
But it's sad.
The intro is good.
It is
the outro
sad.
There
I'm
are
sad.
good bits throughout. There, like it's like the intro is good. The outro is good. There are bits in like the whole mess of sounds. That are good, but it shouldn't have been 14 minutes. It'd be way better as like 8 minutes or just 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's the worst on the album, but it's amazing. It's still an amazing.
My first
every song
ever.
on the. I can't say
yeah.
there's a single bad song on the record.
My first ever listen to Monomania was, I'd listened to all the Matador albums. This was before Madlow came out. I'd listened to the Matador albums. I'd listened to How to Leave Town. And this was the only not Boxing Day, fucking Nervous Young Men. Man. And this one were the only ones that I haven't listened to, because those were the only ones left on streaming. And so I listened to this one because I didn't want to listen to a fucking 2-hour long album. And so I listened to this one, and it was the first time listening to a Car Seat Headrest album where I wanted the album to end. I wanted it to be over already.
Including like 1 and 2?
Not I meant on streaming. Like a serious listen, not just like a casual, I'm listening to this for the fucking hell of it. But this was my first serious listen of this. It was the first time with this band that I wanted the album to be over, and I didn't finish it first listen. I had to take many breaks because I think songwriting is good, but I think that the electronics on it sound very bad. And I think this album has the Twin Fantasy 2011 defense that some people have, like it's more raw. I feel like this one is genuinely like raw and emotional, and so I'll give it that. But I think that the production isn't very good, and you can have good lo-fi production. I think Car Seat Headrest, it was capable of that, but I feel like this one was just not good. Like
cool
sound wise.
Can't say I agree, but yeah, that's
Can't say I agree either, but I get that.
And the last song is too long.
The last song is too long.
It is. I think everyone who likes it though thinks it's too long. The only people who
except SWAT.
Yeah, SWAT, but is SWAT a person?
SWAT doesn't count.
SWAT wants Anchorite to be longer.
SWAT's a robot. SWAT wants Anchorite to be 30 minutes.
Let's not talk about SWAT too much because not everybody knows who SWAT is and he's not talking. But But yeah, Monomania, I'd give it
for those at home, SWAT is our good friend.
SWAT is a good friend who doesn't talk a lot. But yeah, Monomania, I'd also give a 5.
Damn.
I'll give it a 9.
I'd give it a 9. I love it.
I give it a 9 too. Again, even more.
Boy. Do we talk about Starving While Living or?
We can go over it
That Starving While Living is just It's Only Sex, Reuse the Cells, and Oh Starving.
Yeah.
And then 2 other songs.
Yeah, I'll agree with
it's
that.
like it's good. I like it.
It's good. It's Only Sex is funny.
It's Only
an
Sex
amazing song also.
is goat.
I think it's a fine EP. It's a good EP. I gave it a 6.
Good.
Yeah, 6.
I didn't give it a number rating, I think. But it's good.
Okay, now
I gave it a 7.
Oh boy, I'm not excited to talk about this one.
The long album.
I'm really not looking forward to this.
So long.
I'll get my thoughts out of the way. I think it's a really good album, but the second half drags. Boxing Day is an incredible opener.
Yeah.
Boxing Day, wonderful opener. I think the acoustic breakdowns in Boxing Day are some of the best parts in the discography.
Same.
I think that the album as a whole is good. It's very good.
Yeah.
But I'll be damned if I'm ever going to sit down and listen to the whole thing again. I have to listen to it from track 1 to 10, take a break, and then track 11 to 20, or else I'm going to hate my time listening to it.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. For me, the album is an 8 out of 10. The album does drag in the second half. I think for me, from Boxing Day to the Gun Song, 10 out of 10 is across the board. Maybe from Boxing Day, the first track, to the Gun Song, the 8th track, the songs are amazing, and even there are a couple like blips of good songs. I can play the piano and Plane Crash Blues, for example, and Knife in the Coffee. But the rest of the songs, they kind of drag. But I haven't listened to them in a while, so maybe that's just me. But a lot of the songs kind of drag a little bit.
I don't know. I don't really think it drags. I just think there's just way too many songs to listen to in one uninterrupted sitting.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Like I can't really say that there's filler at all.
Yeah. And
I mean, yeah. I don't think there's any filler.
The songs are too long.
I just think that there are too many songs for me to listen to at once. I don't want to listen to a 20-song album in one sitting, even if the album is only an hour long. If there's a 20-track album that's an hour long, I don't want to sit through 20 songs. It's exhausting.
I'm cool with that. It's just 2 hours, so I don't want to listen to a 2-hour-long album.
I've listened to 2-hour-long albums before. I
have too. I can only
what
do
matters
it if
to
it's
me
really
more.
good.
What matters to me more is I don't care about length, but if there are too many songs. Like if an album's really long, like an hour and a half, but it only has 10 songs, I'll listen to the 10 songs because, it's only 10 songs.
Swans.
Yeah, exactly. That's who I was thinking of when I thought of long albums. I'll listen to a Swans album, but I won't listen to a fucking 20-track album willingly unless I'm really dedicated.
Yeah, it's like sensory overload type thing.
Exactly.
I get that.
But it's a really good album. Very good songwriting. Again, Boxing Day, S tier. Very good intro.
Burning Man, though. What's the opinion here on Burning Man?
Burning Man is also very good.
I love that track. I don't know how I didn't mention it in the tracks that past the Gun Song are good on the record. Burning Man is amazing.
Oh, and let's not forget Dreams Fall Hard.
Yeah, I said that one was it's good, but it's
I like
not
Dreams
that
Fall
good.
Hard.
I like Plane Crash Blues, and I can play the piano more.
Jerks. How do we forget about Jerks?
Jerks is good.
Yeah, Jerks.
Broken
is an
Birds
song.
is overrated, though, I think.
L. Oh wait, I said the funny word.
What did I give Broken Birds? Yeah, I gave that an 8.
Because
I gave it an 8.
Yeah, I gave it an 8.
Whenever I was really active in the Car Seat Headrest community, I noticed that everybody who talks about this album, they will never shut up about Broken Birds. And I know Soup has done this before, I'm pretty sure. And like I think it's a good song, but I don't see the hype. Like it's good, but I don't think it's top 10 car. I don't even think it's top 10 on the album, let alone top 10 car seat.
Yeah.
That's a bad decision to make.
See, my top 10 Car Seat Headrest is just all the songs from Twin Fantasy Face to Face, so yeah.
Just all of them. Just every
Except
song.
maybe a couple songs from Teens of Denial are in there.
Also based.
Yeah.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Alright, so
yeah.
general opinion, I gave it 8 out of 10.
It's just a little bit bloated.
Yeah.
I gave it an 8.
8 out of 10, yeah.
Okay, we're all in agreement here. It's nice to agree with everybody for once. And now we're going to get into another one where Isaac is going to have
to
leave
town.
Opinion.
How to Leave Town. Okay, I'll start with this one.
Okay.
I'll start with this one.
Isaac's also running at 1 frame per second.
I hate how I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna fix this then. I got this.
There we go.
How about now?
Now you're at a solid 15.
Okay, yeah. Fuck you. Okay. So basically, I used to not like How to Leave Town. I don't know why, but I used to not like it.
Let's go! He's not stupid anymore!
Recently. It's clicked with me recently, and it's an amazing album. I think the album's just really good.
Insert that clip of Critical doing
my
that
favorite
one thing.
tracks are the ending of Dramamine, Kimochi Worry, and America Never Been.
America.
It's just a really good album.
See,
it's just a really good album.
I love this album, and my problems with Monomania are the opposite on this. I don't hate the electronics on this. I love the sequence drums. I love the synthesizers. I think this album does some early Electric Car Seat Headrest really good. I think that the ending of Dramamine intro, I still don't really fuck with like just the hi-hat for however long it goes. I think once the song starts,
it's like 4 minutes.
It's good. Like once the song actually starts, it's good.
Like 4 minutes of bum bum bum
just
bum.
I can play that on drums now. I'm cool.
Awesome.
Big deal.
But yeah, I think
I could do that too.
Front to back album is great. I think that is this dust really from the Titanic? I think it's really well placed. I know some people don't like that placement.
Yeah,
do some people not think
I really like it.
Addy's running at -4 frames.
Yeah, Discord broke.
Turn off your video and turn it back on again.
No, it doesn't.
Debt to the frame mafia.
It doesn't matter if my camera sucks because mine's running fine on my screen and I'm the one recording. But yeah, I think track 8 placement is good. I know SWAT doesn't like that song's placement, and I mentioned it just because he's in the voice chat. But yeah, I think it's a 9 out of 10 album.
Stinky.
Very, 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 very fucking good. Yeah. And I'm happy it exists.
Yeah. I give it a 9
Or EP. EP.
I give it a 9 too.
Gotta specify, everybody.
I'm not calling it
I'm not
I don't
You have
care.
to call it an EP.
I don't care. It's not an EP.
It is an EP.
On technicality, How to Leave Town is my favorite EP.
Yeah.
But then it's like a whole thing. Even though I think it's like a 9 out of 10, I still don't think it's quite clicked for me because hot take, I still don't quite understand Hey Space Cadet. Like
I don't think it's an
I
S
like
tier
the song
outro.
that I get. Yeah.
I think it's a great song. I think it's a good outro, but like the lyrics just haven't quite clicked for me. Like Twin Fantasy, there was a moment where everything just it clicked, and that's when it became a 10 for me. And like Teens of Denial didn't really have the same thing because that's just like a bangers album. But Has to Leave Town, that feels more like an album that has to like really properly click for me to truly love it. Because even though I do love it still, I don't love it. If you know what I mean.
I got
the only song on How to Leave Town, except for like 190, because that's more or less an interlude. You're in Love with Me. That's like the only song that I think kinda.
I love that song.
The kinda is doing a lot of legwork here because it's still an amazing song. I don't know. It's just it lacks that punch that most of the other songs have for me.
Understandable. No beef with that. But yeah, 9 out of 10.
No beef.
Also, quick shout out to the KEXP version of the ending of Dramamine.
Oh, for real.
I agree. That's better than the studio version. I'll say that until
Back
my
whenever
days are.
it was just a 3-piece.
I think they're equally as good.
Who remembers when Car Seat was a 3-piece?
Who remembers?
Yeah, I thought that Ethan in that performance was Jacob, just because I didn't know that Jacob left after they just stopped recording Teens of Style.
Yeah, no, that's.
So I was just like, oh yeah, that's Jacob, and then I got absolutely clowned because one of my friends told me no, it's actually Ethan. Just like that makes sense.
Yeah, but we all know Seth Dalby is the real goat of Car Seat Headrest.
Seth Dalby's the goat.
I love Seth.
Seth is just a great bassist.
He's just...
I find it so funny how in all the like Car Seat Headrest liner notes, it's like Ethan Ives, and then like there's like a bunch of like little credits for every of the core. And it's just Seth Dalby bass.
Yeah, like he doesn't do anything but play bass.
It's like Andrew Katz, production, mixing, drums, percussion, Ethan Ives, songwriting, production, guitar.
Will Toledo.
And then it's just Seth Dalby, bass. Yeah, other than. Yeah,
and like the funny thing with
I like to get.
Funny thing with Seth Dalby is like, especially now with the current like car seat layout where like with all the promo images where Will's dressed as Trait and they have all the band pictures, like everybody has their own like unique style. Like Will's a furry, Ethan kind of looks like he listens to Greta Van Fleet,
Andrew
is a Chad, and then Seth is just kind of like Seth. Like he looks
Seth
so out of place.
Like a striped
Seth
shirt.
is the bass player.
Yeah, he is just the bassist.
He's the bass player.
The people they got to play the trumpets on Famous Prophets get more liner notes than Seth does.
Like,
facts.
Yeah, he's just... I love Seth. But yeah, Seth, tangent out of the way.
I love him so much. Yeah. Seth, your times are numbered.
Whenever we go into Teens of Style, I'm going to request that I start. Because we all know
you start.
I love that album.
Go ahead.
But Teens of Style...
It's up to you.
It was the first Car Seat Headrest album I listened to in full other than Twin Fantasy. And I didn't... My listening experience with Car Seat, it was never linear. I didn't like listen to them in order. I very much listened to them just out of order whenever I was like, okay, I'm listening to this one today. And so I listened to this one, Teens of Style, before I listened to Teens of Denial or anything. And so I knew that it was a bunch of re-recordings, but I hadn't ever heard the original versions. So my experience with all of these songs, my first experience was the re-recordings. And I love how this album plays, and I love how even though they are all pre-existing songs, he brought them all together to sound like a consistent piece of work. Like I think Sunburned Shirts is a great intro, and I think that the drum coming after it is very good, and I think Oh Starving is a great climactic ending. I think the album structure is very good, especially for just an album full of re-recordings, like a glorified greatest hits. And I think No Passion, this version is much better. I think the lyrics are better, and I like how Will is like 99% inaudible in the verses. I think it's kind of funny.
I like that too.
And yeah, I love this album. 10 out of 10. Perfect.
Yeah.
And y'all can't change my mind.
I gave it.
Yeah, we're not gonna change your mind.
I gave it and I quote, "Stop remaking old songs, you dumb fuck," out of 10. I like the album though. It's a perfectly fine album. It takes most of the best tracks from the older ones and just kind of puts them back in. Doesn't do that much, and I'm fine with that because they're just good songs, and it's just cool to hear them again.
Yeah, it takes the best songs from the other albums except for No Passion and Strangers.
But yeah, it's just I don't think it makes a lot of the songs better, but it just makes.
I think my thing is, I think it was the perfect thing that they could have done. I'm sorry, Ryan. I'll let you like speak in depth soon, but I really need to talk about how this was like a genius thing to do after getting signed to a label, pulling all like some of what you think your best songs are, which, you know, Will himself said that the old songs were there as placeholders to be expanded upon later if he wanted to. And so I think coming together and making an album full of your best tracks to introduce a new audience to like your band, and you know they're from different albums too, and so you're basically getting like the full Car Seat Headrest experience so far.
Yeah.
From one, like, I don't know, not one, but like 3 to Matador.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now Ryan.
See, like, my thing about Teens of... Yeah. Yeah. My thing about Teens of Style, like, yeah, I think that making, like, a greatest hits compilation was, like, the greatest thing they could do, because it's, like, an introduction to their old stuff, and in a way that does kind of make the lo-fi production work a bit more, because it's, like, this is what Car Seat Headrest usually sounds like, or what Car Seat Headrest used to sound like.
Yeah.
But then it's also, if you're gonna re-record your songs to make them sound better, why would they still sound like shit?
That's my point.
Like,
I like how they sound, because I think that this album...
I like how they sound too, but they still sound like
I like how they
objectively
sound.
as possible.
I think it sounds like...
I like how they sound.
I don't think it sounds like...
I like lo-fi.
Like lo-fi, but I think it's like much noisier. I think it's louder. And like if you were to take a Car Seat Headrest recording that was recorded in low... Like, let's say, I feel like this is what Will's music would have sounded like if he had, like, a good studio, but wanted to make the the Car Seat Headrest shit. It's just like a hi-fi version, and I think it sounds really cool for what it is.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on my tiny, like, little, like, Beach Boys relation to this. It's like, Smiley Smile. It's like, he has a studio, but he still wants to make, like, something that's a little bit out there, and it's, like, made with tape and shit. Shut up!
It's like he still has a sound that he wants to abide by. Still wants to make that.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
but
even,
he still has, like, a studio, and he has, like, people.
Even if it's, like, a hi-fi re-recording, it's still, like, this is the sound that he wanted to release to the public, so...
I agree with that. Alright, okay, now...
yeah, Teens of Style, pretty good album overall.
Yeah, I'd give it a solid 10 out of 10.
I give it a not rating out of 10 because it's just a re-recording, so I don't know what to rate it.
I gave it like a solid 7, like the weakest 7 in their discography.
Base.
But you know, it's still a 7.
And now we get to the real fucking, like, what I don't know.
Masterpiece!
It is a masterpiece, bro. I can talk for days about how fucking immaculate. Like, here's the thing. I think that Twin Fantasy's better. Isaac gone.
Yeah,
I think Twin Fantasy is better, but I feel like this one just has like an unmatched vibe. Like, there's just this feeling I get when I listen to it, like just this really it feels really stripped back, kind of, because
it feels like
yeah, it's like a
sorry, I have
Teens of Denial
at 4, so can we go and
what?
But we're pretty late. I have a therapy thing at 4, so if we can, but we have a half an hour left, so we'll
probably be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah. Teens of Denial sounds really stripped back to me, considering that like really if you were to take all of the woozy distorted effects off of Will's vocal and the guitars on Teens of Style, it'd probably sound like this. But this is basically just what Car Seat Headrest sounds like without the woozy shit, and it's like the first time we've heard it, and so it's just like a really big outlier in the discography for me right now, because it sounds the most different because of that.
I saw an interview today about how Will was talking about how he wanted like teens have started to be like the rock and roll album.
The rock and roll.
Like,
yeah, it is really
like,
just.
I'd imagine this. I'd imagine in a perfect world, like this is what Father of All would sound like. This feels like 100% pure
uncut rock. Yeah,
Facts.
Like legitimately.
and I think
100% pure uncut rock.
I think the songwriting is like a peak in his career. I think that the song structuring, the album structuring, is an absolute peak. I think that without this album, I don't know what I'd do, but like, yeah,
this is like
an absolute peak,
yeah.
and I would be shocked if Will ever be able to make something as grandiose and perfect as this album ever again.
All right.
Well, I mean, the next album.
Well, I'm talking about like completely new material.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh right, yeah.
Okay. Now, my thoughts.
I can't wait for Isaac.
The album is good. The album is good.
It sounds like the Strokes. I hate it.
Exactly that.
Even though it doesn't even
sound like the Strokes.
It doesn't sound like the Strokes, but it
sounds like garage rock revival. Garage rock revival is not the Strokes.
It
like
sounds like garage
rock
revival, and it just sounds like a fucking like it sounds like wimpy like attempt at like commercialized alt rock, and I don't like it.
I disagree completely because I think that this one definitely
it's catchy. It's not commercialized.
This one,
bro, I like catchy
this
music.
One, the recording is still really like it's.
Get hello to this guy.
Before, see, Madlow is where like they start actually like sounding really high produced, but this one still sounds like it could have been recorded by like people without an engineer.
4 guys.
Yeah, just like 4 guys. It sounds like it could have been recorded in a garage.
Yeah.
Like this.
And let me get this out of the way. Vincent, fill in the blank, Destroyed by Hippie Power. The first 4 songs, actually, just the first 4 songs are all top tier Car Seat Headrest. They are amazing. But I feel like the rest of the songs go from good to
So you're
bad.
saying that Cosmic Hero is an S tier?
I'm saying it's good.
That's incorrect.
That's incorrect.
I'm saying it's a good
I
song.
think
I think
front to back,
Right.
this has like the perfect album structure. Each song complements the last and next completely perfectly. I think Joe Goes to School is even a great outro. Like Connect.
Yeah, it is a good outro.
It's so nice to just like. It's like at the end of a movie where like everything just wraps up. Like if it ended with Connect the Dots, it would be like ending a movie during the final fight. Like you need that wind down.
It'd be like it's like in Lord of the Rings where they end the movie right as the ring falls
like
into
that would fucking
Mount
suck.
Mordor.
Like it would still be good, but that's not a good ending.
Yeah.
So I think that Joe Goes to School is the perfect way they could have closed the album.
Yeah, I would agree.
But also, I just want to rant about Unforgiving Girl for a bit because I never understood why there are people who hate this song.
I know.
Like
there are haters.
I don't understand
I've
it
seen
either.
so
I'm
many.
gonna be 100% honest.
I've seen so many people talk about it, like saying like, "Oh, Will's gay though. He can't write about girls."
Yeah,
like
I see that too much, and I don't like it.
First of all, that feels homophobic.
That feels
That does.
homophobic as hell. That just can't.
But
be
then it
right.
seems to like. I don't know if it's like my personal like interpretation of it, but I always imagined it like Unforgiving Girl, like he's talking about like girls and stuff, but really he's talking about a guy because the bit where he's like, "All right, now listen, girl," and then I think who was it that says yeah? That was like Steve Fisk, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So, but
I know what you're
like the
talking
fact, but the fact that he said, the fact that he talks to the girl and then
the girl's a
guy says yeah, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like when it's like in movies and stuff when like the gay guy like tries to act all hetero because they don't want to come out as gay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Like the whole thing just feels like teenage emotions just like entirely condensed into an album, which is amazing considering that it was written when he was like not even a teenager anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I guess like early 20s might as well be a teenager, but still.
Yeah, it really does seem like just the struggle of an early 20s.
That's gonna sound weird though, out of context.
Yeah, don't say that.
Early 20s might as well be a teenager.
Call me Ryan.
It does.
Call me
The album
Ryan.
does really seem like it's like the, an early 20s, a newly adult trying to adapt. Like especially with the monologue in the ballad.
Costa Concordia.
Yeah, where it's like how he's just talking about how the fuck do I do this? What the fuck? How?
I give up.
The way he says that, I love how he says that in the record.
Yeah, and I really dig it, and I can't wait for that to be the soundtrack of my 20s next year.
Oh.
This year, I turned 20
honestly,
this year. Fuck. Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm really tempted to because I turn 18 this year, so I'm really tempted to the minutes before I turn 18. I'm gonna turn on Connect the Dots, and then when he says "fuck off, teens," that's when it's gonna be when it strikes midnight.
Taste.
The first thing you're gonna tweet whenever you turn 18 is just "fuck off, teens," or you're gonna make that your banner.
I can say that when I turn 20.
Fuck off.
Because then I will no longer be a teen in any way, shape, or form.
In any way.
Oh yeah, true. So I have two chances.
Yeah, you have multiple
chances. You have
chances,
two chances to hate teenagers.
Yeah, but then we can never sing "Hey Teenagers, Take Off Your Clothes" ever again. Or we will be considered.
Toledo.
Call me Carson.
Sus.
Call me Toledo.
Oh no.
Call me
Yo,
Toledo.
I can't believe they made a movie about Call Me Carson, 1917.
Oh my god. Yeah,
okay,
call me
so
Toledo, dude.
Teens in Denial, I gave it a 10.
I give it a I'm actually gonna bump it up. It's like a mid 7.
We have
mid 7.
We did it!
Woo! Yeah, that's what I was looking for, or whatever the fuck he said.
That's what it's all about.
That's what we're waiting for.
Yeah,
I don't know what
baby!
Critical said, but just like
L.
That's what I've been waiting for.
A variation of Critical going, woo!
That's what we're talking about. That's what it's all about.
And now we get into Twin Fantasy 2018, where I'm sure that we're really the whole time we're just going to be saying nice things. Because I don't think any of us have beef with that album at all.
It's a great album.
The greatest album ever created.
Disagree.
We've done
Let's not compare.
We don't need any more music.
Let's not bring up
it's
the 2011 version more than we need to here, though, guys.
Yeah, let's not.
So, 2018 Twin Fantasy. S.
See, the thing is, though, I think that in order to fully, appreciate... Because Twin Fantasy 2018... I always loved it, but it only really properly clicked for me when 2011 clicked for me. So I feel like they both kind of need to go hand in hand because it's the same story but from two different perspectives. And
I was mostly saying it because I didn't want Isaac to just be saying the 2011 version was better the whole time.
I'm not.
Actually, that's a good move.
But
Face to Face is a 9.
I do agree that Twin Fantasy 2011 is an essential listen to truly appreciate how incredible the re-recording is.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Because I think both are just essential music listening. Like if you are to get into music, just essential music listening.
And I'm sure this is safe to say with all of us, but this album, specifically this album, was a really big hand in me wanting to make music full time.
Same.
Yeah.
I think
without this album, I would not be making music anymore.
Yeah. I wouldn't be making music at all.
And so it is, it is probably the single most important piece of media in my life.
Yeah.
I just think it's it's incredible. It's like when you look back to a moment in your childhood or something and you think and you fully understand something that was happening, because at the time you were thinking oh okay, but then you look back at it and it's oh that meant a different thing. It's that feels like this whole album to me. This feels like Will looking back at 2011 and finally understanding what he was going through and so we can actually like convey like how he felt not only through the lyrics but also through the music.
Yeah.
Like a Beach Life and Death, which might I add is my current favorite song of all time. Like that feels as grand as urgent as the lyrics wanted it to be.
Absolutely. I think my favorite
and then
my favorite part of Beach Life and Death is the part at the end where he's like, lots of fish left in the sea, and then the little "aww" comes in, and it's like that part's just nut worthy, and it's like the full circle.
That's a very good part.
I absolutely love like the subtle vocal glitches throughout, like the ocean washed over your grave,
and I also
like it already adds a feeling of like something's wrong, something is not right here.
And I also think it's very, very funny. Whenever it's just it's just
like Sands.
Yeah, that feels like Tourette's.
I love it so much.
It's
so funny.
Yeah,
and then
but it's the way it adds like just such a sense of closure, because like like Famous Prophet's Minds, like you said, it's like half a song, so it feels like Will's just like wallowing in like the breakup thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of jarring in those boys in the 2011 version. So he's like, it's jarring to see Will go from like wallowing in the sound of sheer silence to being like, oh, I'm over it now.
Yeah.
But then in like the 2018 version, like, we actually see him get over it. Like that Pain Star is the key ingredient of like what makes Twin Fantasy amazing. But it wouldn't have worked in the original. Yeah. Like Pain Star, that extra 6 minutes to Famous Prophets makes the whole re-recording worth it.
Absolutely, and I think that's amazing. I agree. That's my favorite part of the album. Is the extra 6 minutes on Famous Prophets. Famous Prophets is my favorite on the album.
And it's just crazy how
yeah.
It's just crazy how 6 minutes can make the whole difference.
Absolutely, like an entire album's worth of difference.
My favorite on the record, just like my favorite on 2011, is Beach Life and Death.
Based.
I think that's just kind of just like obvious.
I really like the
Beach Life and Death is the song.
I didn't catch what you said at all.
I didn't catch that either.
Beach Life and Death is the song.
The song.
The song.
It is.
Yeah.
And I really like the monologue on Nervous Young and Humans, where he's like, man, I haven't done shit this year. He just kind of sounds down bad.
He sounds like he is literally down awful.
It feels like he's actually talking to his significant other.
Yeah. Just sounds
his
like
capital
he's
significant
down.
other.
Capital O.
Sounds like he's down.
It's just
help a brother up.
Sounds like
that's untrue.
Like it doesn't sound like he's necessarily like heartbroken in that monologue. It just sounds like he's just kind of bummed.
He's vibing.
He's
texting because Punching Mattress got old.
Yeah,
understandable. And Sober to Death was the song. Horrible song to associate with a girlfriend, but I associated that song with my girlfriend at the time, and then we broke up, and I further associated it because she was not very nice to me, but I didn't realize it at the time. And so like the whole time I was just associating my at the time girlfriend with this song. That's not really a good thing to associate that kind of person with.
Yeah, I don't think you should associate any Car Seat Headrest song to like a girlfriend, because fucking Andy and Drumming comes on, just you're not gonna be like, oh, this is our song, our song.
Don't do that shit. But I think
like unless you're both sorry you go.
I associated that song with the relationship at the time because we were both going through it really bad, and so we were both very down bad, and I thought that some of the lyrics encapsulated that very well.
Yeah.
Like a relationship going to shit because we're both down bad.
Yeah. Now,
I just think it's a bad idea to associate a relationship with the Car Seat Headrest
Absolutely.
song unless you both are Car Seat Headrest mega fans, and even
Fact.
then, that's like risky.
Yeah, I'm not doing it ever
you
again.
gotta
I've
wait
made
a
my
couple
mistake.
years to associate a song with someone else, because if you unless you know it's staying, you're just gonna ruin your favorite song. You're just gonna be like, oh, this is my
Isaac.
favorite song, and then you're just gonna be down awful.
The next relationship I get into, I'm gonna associate them with a song I hate until I know that it's gonna stick around. Like I'm gonna associate my next relationship with "I Miss Having Sex, but at least I Don't Want to Die Anymore" by Water Parks.
Based.
Because I fucking hate that song.
I'm gonna associate.
And then when
it
I
with,
think like, okay, this
21st
could last
Century
a while,
Liability.
I'll associate with like.
I'm gonna associate it with 21st Century Liability.
Yeah, and I'm gonna associate it with
21st Century.
whatever it takes. 'Cause I love the adrenaline in my veins.
I love you. Will you marry me?
Just associate your
God.
girl with the entirety of the Imagine Dragons discography.
Yeah.
Don't.
No, because Imagine Dragons have like a couple of alright songs.
No.
Facts. Isaac will say
Wrong.
no, but he knows that Radioactive is a
No.
banger.
No, it's not.
Radioactive would have been much more of a banger if they didn't just recycle it
Yeah.
constantly.
I think
It's not a good song.
we'll have a side Imagine Dragons tangent real fast, but I think the first album has a couple solid songs.
I like Demons. I think it's a good song.
I think Demons is okay, but there's this there are a couple deep cuts on that album that I really appreciate. And I think that it shows that they had a bit of humanity in them at one point before they just started exclusively making car music. But even then, the humanity was still very small, because even my favorite songs by Imagine Dragons are just like, okay.
Yeah.
The current Imagine Dragons stuff makes the early Imagine Dragons stuff look like Car Seat Headrest.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'd say it makes it look like
looks like Car Seat Headrest.
It makes it look like Snow Patrol. Let's say Snow Patrol.
It makes it look a lot better.
Yeah, it makes it look
In comparison.
better.
Yeah.
But better doesn't mean good.
Sometimes it does.
Okay, sometimes.
In this case, it doesn't.
No.
We ain't praising Imagine Dragons, Isaac.
All right.
But you're allowed to like a few songs from a horrible band, and I
Yeah, I know, but I
Just like
don't feel that
I
way.
like one Youngblood song.
L.
I like one AC/DC song.
I don't.
Okay, I do too. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, you guys are
that's
fucking
base.
gay.
I like a single.
I wish I didn't like Thunderstruck, but I just
it's not
I just like the
Thunderstruck,
riff.
actually. I like I like Dirty Deeds done.
It's just like Meathead Unga Bunga blah blah
I
blah
like
blah blah.
Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap because Ty Segall did a good cover of that, so I just like it now because Ty Segall did a good cover of it. Okay, now on to the bad album, aka Mad
We went
Love.
on our tangent, and now it's time to go
the bad
on
album.
The bad album. We already talked about
talked
one. What are you
about
talking about?
My Back Is Killing Me, Baby.
Yeah, I hate you so much. Okay, leaving this podcast.
Madlo.
Goodbye.
I feel like it's unfair to
Controversial, to
discuss
say the least.
Madlo without first talking about each version. It won't
Bro,
be for
I got
too
15
long.
minutes left.
Yeah, I know. It won't be for
Yeah, I
too
know, I'm
long. We'll have
joking.
like a 3-minute segment for each, but
The digital version is obviously like the superior.
the digital version
I think
is
we can all agree.
100% the best
obviously.
version.
It flows the best.
The vinyl version, I feel like actually the vinyl version flows the best because that is the most like you can the digital version has like an EDM song on it, but I feel like the vinyl version is the most indie-tronica out of all of them. Like before you just start throwing random rock song and a random EDM song into the mix.
Yeah, that's true.
Hollywood is an outlier. It doesn't I love the song, but it doesn't fit well in any version of the
It's
album.
an awful song. It is one of the worst songs of 2020, and definitely the worst Car Seat Headrest song. Worse than Caesar the
Damn.
Sun
Hot
Amulet.
take: I like Hollywood more than Can't Call Me Down.
What?
I like Hollywood more than Can't Call Me Down.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
Can't Cool Me Down.
Can't Cool Me Down. Like,
It just feels so
What?
I
hollow.
want it to click so bad.
Like it's.
I want it to click so bad. I love the way that it like builds all these different sounds in the verses and then it just cuts out in the chorus.
Yeah.
But I just think it meanders just too much. It just keeps stammering around.
Can't.
I think the Jimmy Fallon version is way better.
Oh my god, the Jimmy Fallon version is like it feels complete. It feels like it's. Can't Cool Me Down just sounds like a demo. Like, have you heard the demo for Can't Cool Me Down?
I wouldn't go that far.
Because it sounds exactly the same.
Haven't.
Like, it literally sounds the same.
Oh.
And that was 2 years prior. So Can't Cool Me Down, that we have now is literally sounds nearly identical to the demo.
God.
Like, that's how fucking unfinished that song is, in my opinion.
Shit.
But
Go
yeah,
off, I guess, but I think you're wrong.
it's great live. It's so good live.
Yeah,
I saw
how was it live?
Wonderful. Can
you
Cool
go
Me
off
Down
on a
and
little
Weightlifters I
tangent
saw
about
live.
how good Car Seat Headrest was?
Okay.
Like?
Little tangent of Car Seat Headrest live. They opened the show with Can't Cool Me Down and then proceeded to play Weightlifters. This was a year before the album was even announced. Both of the songs were killer. They were killer live. The encore was Beach Life and Death. There was a mosh pit slowly moving towards me, and then this person who had to be, like this woman who had to be on hard drugs just came up to me during Beach Life and Death and tried to start dancing with me. And then the mosh pit was slowly closing in, and she got dragged into the mosh pit against her will. like it was kind of like a no moment. Like
Falling
it was awesome.
into a cavern.
That sounds like a movie. That sounds like a comedy.
It was
movie.
hilarious. But yeah, they were great live.
Yeah.
And now back to Madlow. I think Madlow is better than most of the pre-Matador albums.
Stinky. That's a stinky take. You're a Redditor. You're from Reddit, aren't you? Oh, stinky.
I don't think it's a stinky take. I just think that it's
none of the pre-Matador albums have either version of Deadlines.
Exactly. Deadline's Thoughtful is my favorite Car Seat song.
Your point, Ryan? Your point?
Like, there's
those two versions.
Deadline's Hostel is one of the best Car Seat Headrest.
Deadline's Hostel is one of the best That's my second favorite Car Seat Headrest song.
Addy,
like,
why?
Out of my top 10, half of them are from Madlow. That's how Madlow is my second most listened to album ever. I love it. Deadline's Thoughtful for a second. I have to talk about it. I love that song and how it builds up from just some basic electronic drums to this huge climactic epic EDM song. And I love how
the drop is incredible.
I love how monotone the vocals are on the song throughout. Like, I think it's a really good juxtaposition to have this humongous epic EDM like anthem and then just these really the monotone singing. I think it works really well, and that is one of my favorite songs ever. An absolute S tier song. And the hook for Hostel is also godly.
I'm just gonna get this out of the way. It's obvious already, I'm guessing, but I don't like the album. It's a 3 out of 10. Not Hollywood. Oh God, I almost just called Hollywood good. Can't Cool Me Down is good. What's With You Lately is good, and There Must Be More Than Blood is good. But other than that, the album is just not good.
You can't tell me that Life Worth Missing isn't good. That's like classic Car Seat.
Life Worth Missing is good.
It.
I think there's
Life Worth Missing is classic.
It's boring.
I think every song's good.
I think Weightlifters is a good intro. Weightlifters is a mid song for me. I'm gonna be real. First listen,
I agree.
I really like.
I like it.
It's my third favorite.
I like it, but I feel like I only listen to it when I want to listen to Madlow in full. I never go to Weightlifters on its own.
Yeah. But yeah, the album's just not good, and
I'm surprised.
I really hope.
I'm surprised none of us have mentioned Martin.
Haven't
All right,
mentioned
what were you saying, Ryan?
Martin is the gay anthem of the 2020s.
Yeah.
I will find
Martin.
you. It's a fun song, but it's not a good song. It's one of the best on the record, but that's not saying much.
Damn.
I might be biased because I covered it,
Martin.
but
okay,
yeah.
Him is a good song,
I
but not Him
flip-flop
remix.
between. I flip-flop. Yeah, I flip-flop between like I don't know whether Martin should or shouldn't have a second chorus. I think it depends on my
I
moods.
think it needs a second chorus. Whenever
Honestly.
I
I think
listen
it
to
does.
it, I love the song, but I feel like it just the second it really needs that second chorus.
It does.
And I really appreciate how your cover has the second chorus.
It is. I appreciate it too.
Because I feel like with Madlow, I appreciate that, you know, they're like Will was finally like, you know what? I'm going to do what I want to do and I don't give a fuck. Like he wants to release an electronic album or like an album full of singles.
Yeah.
I thought that was really noble of him.
Yeah.
But come on, bro. Give me the second chorus of Martin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, I think he's kind of come full circle here. This actually reminds me a lot of One in the way it's just like experimenting, not caring about like marketability or anything, just making new
But, homie,
stuff.
Doing what you want to do.
Then, why did you give One a 5, but you give
Because
Madlow higher than that?
He's not
Because I like the songs on Madlow more
Okay.
in general. Like I think that Kid War might be as good as Deadline's Hostel.
It's better.
But Madlow has more good songs and less low points.
Also, I've gotten to a point where I don't dislike a single song on Madlow anymore. I like more than others, but I don't think there's a single bad song on that album. I think Famous. I think Famous is Him remix is chaotic and awesome.
It's so bad.
I used to think that Him remix was like the tied worst Car Seat Headrest song, which is the Somnambulist. But yeah, it's grown on me a lot.
Hollywood
I
like
think
Father of all Green Day. Also, I'm just gonna get that out of the way.
I think
it sounds like Father of all Green Day.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, I don't hear it either.
I
But
do.
I think like thing with Him remix is I don't really like the kick drum in it. But that's all I don't like about it. I think that it's really like I'll say this with Madlow in general. I think that some of the I think the drums are a little too stock sometimes, yeah. Because they are. But I think that the album does it's very 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 good at what it's trying to do, which is trying to make an album that isn't necessarily like thematic. The only theme for Madlow is change and making a door less open, you know, closing that door a bit.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think that he does it very well. And I think Famous is a very good closer because it's, you know, the little weird little voice glitches in it. At first, I didn't like Famous at all. Sounds like it kind of sounds like Larry the Cucumber.
It sounds like Crazy Frog.
Yeah.
It's actually.
But I think it's a really good outro.
Yeah.
Because Madlow as an album is a very jarring album because, you know, indie rock band randomly just releases this album full of electronic songs.
Their first new material in 4 years.
Yeah, and it's just it's completely different, and I think that the outro like encapsulates the jarring nature of the album perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And also it like has a feeling of like it doesn't really quite close the album. It kind of leaves things feeling open.
It leaves the door
so it's like
less open,
yeah,
but not closed.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like at the end of Twin Fantasy where it's like, oh, when I come back, you'll still be here. Like there's still the old Car Seat Headrest stuff. It's just this is like a different Car Seat Headrest.
Car Seat Headrest has changed.
So like knows where it came from.
It's over.
And I'm Pog.
Okay.
Yeah.
But to wrap it up.
I gave Madlow first listen a 5 or a 6 out of 10. No, first listen I listened to The Leak, which was a mix of the digital version and the vinyl version. So I gave that like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Then I listened to Madlow, gave it a 5 out of 10. then I truly I just started to appreciate it.
Yeah,
And like,
slowly.
understand what he was trying to do, and it made me enjoy the album as an album more. I already enjoyed a lot of the songs, but yeah.
I gave
8
it
out of 10 album for me.
First listen,
Yeah,
and it's still growing.
I've always had it at a 7, but it's kind of grown from a light 7
first
to a strong
listen
7.
gave it a 4, second listen gave it a 5, third listen gave it a 3, and it's a 3 now.
You were so close,
Yeah,
but then you gave
you were
it.
It
so
just got
close.
worse. Yeah, but yeah, I'm sorry for the very block ending to this, but I got 2 minutes.
You're good, bro.
So.
All right,
Ryan
yeah.
and I can.
But Car Seat Headrest, greatest band ever made. The next album
Car
better be
Seat
a masterpiece, or I'm
Headrest
gonna,
is
I
the
don't know,
GOAT!
jump out of a
They're
window.
And
the
without
GOAT.
it, none of us would be here.
That is true.
Anyways, thanks for watching.
None of us would exist.
Thanks for watching / listening to this podcast. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Next time we'll probably be talking about something else. Well, yeah, no shit. And yeah, I really.
Nah, we're just gonna talk about Car
just
Seat Headrest.
constantly.
This is the Car
We're
Seat Headrest podcast. But yeah, thank you everybody for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye.